We are outside of the Four Points Sheraton Hotel, and today marks the 2-week anniversary that passengers arriving at a major Canadian international airport are being mandated by the government to check into a hotel. Now, we're right across the street from Pearson International, where more and more are arriving and refusing to check in. We spoke with one lawyer today who tells us she believes that the fines reportedly being issued might not be acting as enough of a deterrent, and they might not even hold up in court. If you refuse to follow the government-mandated rules when touching down at a major Canadian airport from abroad, the Quarantine Act notes you could face a fine. There's multiple separate infractions that ring in anywhere from $825 to $3,000. The low end is less than what many arriving at Pearson told us they had to fork over for their hotel stay.
The cost of compliance is greater than the cost of non-compliance in some cases.
Laura Carras-Weibel with the Fundamental Freedoms Program says it's not just the cost analysis of the fines that is some charting their own path upon arrival.
They just are struggling with understanding why they would go to a hotel, potentially more of like a congregate setting than they would really have at home.
2 weeks ago, we were approached by Priya Harinandan inside Pearson International's Terminal 3. After taking her COVID test at the airport, she approached wearing her mask and asked if she could be forced to go to a hotel.
I feel like they're holding me against my will. They're questioning me. I'm not allowed to go anywhere. Like, I have no choice. Basically, she told me I have no choice but to go to the hotel.
Harinandan told CityNews she didn't have the money to pay for a government hotel room, and she felt safer going home to quarantine for 14 days. She eventually left the airport and went home. CityNews has spoken with her since, and she tells us she plans on fighting her ticket. Zweibel believes she may have a strong case.
If you have people who really had no choice but to travel and who are in no position to either pay what they need to quarantine according to the government's rules or pay the fine that's been levied for not following those rules, there's really nothing to be gained by trying to, squeeze those people and force them into debt.
Late last week, a video posted by a woman claiming to be a Toronto area nurse began circulating on social media. She refused the COVID test, refused to wear a mask inside the airport, and refused to go to a quarantine hotel. Zweibel notes there may be some cases the courts simply won't tolerate.
Moral of the story is I walked out. I didn't even get a ticket. They said they'd mail it to me. They tried to shame me because I'm a nurse and I should know better.
The Fundamental Freedoms team have been helping citizens connect with lawyers since the beginning of the pandemic, when some were being issued tickets for congregating in a public park. When it comes to how the justice system will respond to those fighting their fines, it's still unknown. Zweibel doesn't know of any cases that have come before the courts as of yet.
The implementation of all of these rules is very new and unprecedented, like so much has been over the past year, and that people who feel they're unjust have every right to go to court and make that case.
We reached out to Health Canada today and we asked them how many fines they've issued and what the average cost of each fine has been. They've yet to respond to our questions. I'm Adrian Ghobrial for City News.